Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Now guys, if you watched the last video, you will see this MacBook Pro 2011. What I want to talk to you about today is if you wanted to upgrade a MacBook and yours isn't already upgraded, like this one, because this one, as I said, does have already 16 gigabytes of RAM, which is the maximum that this can take over 2 SODIMM slots. So it can have a maximum of 8 gigabyte in each slot. And also, these do come with a slow physical disk spinning hard drive. So to upgrade these, you're going to want to change this to a SSD, so a solid state drive. Probably the lowest you're going to want to go is 256 gigabyte, which what this one has. And then you're going to want to probably put the maximum amount of RAM in for this day and age for it to cope. Now, when you saw me playing around with this laptop in the last video, if you watched it, if you haven't, go back and have a look, because this was a little bit of a surprise buy. We managed to get this at a bargain. Now, I'm going to go in, open it up, and show you where these slots are and how you would replace them if you wanted to upgrade it. So without further ado, what you're going to need is on these older MacBooks, these are quite nice because they're just small Phillip heads at about 2.3, which we're going to take these up. The one thing I would say is the best thing to do is I've got this little magnetic mat here, and when I take the screws out, I put them in the orientation of where I put them out there. So make sure you look after your screws, because especially in these MacBook models, these top 3 screws at the top are different lengths to the others. So it's always best to make sure you're not going to put a long screw back where a short screw should go and end up damaging something quite severely. So especially, for example, if you put a long screw in here, this is where your DVD drive is, which you definitely do not want to put a massive screw through it. So guys, without further ado, I'm going to whip the case off. So I'm going to get the screws out, and then we'll talk to you on the next part. Okay guys, so the screws are all out, and this particular faceplate bottom plate just lifts up. So it's already dust free because I cleaned it in the last one. So what you'll be able to see here is if we move in just a little bit closer for you so you guys can see. Now, as you'll be able to see on this MacBook, this is very similar in terms of a lot of the upgradable MacBooks. Now, the MacBooks started becoming a little bit more difficult to upgrade in part kind of post 2012 onwards, when they then started soldering solid state drives to your logic board. For a little while longer, you was able to upgrade the RAM, but that was pretty much it. They slowly tailored it out, and now everything is soldered to the board, which is a different video in itself. But guys, with these, if your MacBook is upgradable, just please make sure that you do search first, and or if you are confident to do this and take off the back plate, you'll be able to realize very, very quickly. So obviously here is where your hard drive will sit. As you can see, this is already an SSD. So when you were to do this, before you do absolutely anything, you need to make sure that you disconnect that battery and make sure there is no power going into that logic board whatsoever. You do not want to create a short or anything anywhere on there. Excuse me while I just do that. These batteries plug in downwards, so you need to make sure you lift straight up. Do not pull it down, right, left, up, sideways. I always find that sometimes these are better to kind of shimmy upwards bit by bit, kind of walking it up. So levering it on one side, then levering it on the other, and just being very, very careful with it upwards. Okay, I've seen people just pull the battery bit straight off. So there you go. That's going to be enough for me to lift it up. And I just fold it back out of the way so it doesn't plug itself back in. Now, with these SSDs, there are more cross Phillips screwdrivers here. Before you even touch this, there is you could very easily just get this out, and do you know what? You could just take this. I always advise though to give yourself a little bit more space just to take the battery out, and it's just again to kind of try two try screws here, and the battery just lifts up. Now these are just Phillips screws again. I don't, in terms of the size of them, they are the same size as the base plate. So what you want to do first is there's a bar here. So you want to take the screws out of here, and they will pop out. And there's a bracket that you can put to one side, and then it will just lift out and pull this way. Now, what you need to make sure is attached to the side of your hard drive are mounting screws. You need to do not lose them, because your new SSD will not come with them. You will need to unscrew them and screw them into the side of your new SSD. And all four, so there'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. You then just slip your there's a little plug here, that's where the SATA is. So when you pull it away, you unplug it. So you pull it away, unplug it, and then as you put it in, you'll plug it in, sit it down, but you'll slide it back in at an angle there, and then slot it down. Then this locking bar will go back over the top of it. So yeah, it will slot in an angle for there, and then this locking bar will go in over the top. Sorry if you heard a load of noise then. I have a cat who was trying to climb into the box that this came in. Yeah, pets are helpful, aren't they? But so yeah, you just slot that in, and then this bar will just screw back over the top of those mounting screws, and it will secure it in place. Now with the RAM, similar to any other thing, there's just two prongs there. You just pull them apart and they'll pop up, and you'll then be able to just slot one in, put it down. They sit one on top of the other. So I will just demonstrate there. So there's two in there, they're both on clips. Just push it in and push it down with there. Make sure you match the speed. What you don't want to do is always make sure that you always look at the maximum speed that the MacBook that you're upgrading can take, because what you don't want to do is put too fast in there, because it won't work. So these speed in these 2011 ones was 1333 megahertz, and I've just got two 8 gigabyte sticks of them, taking it to a total of 16 gigabytes. So once you have upgraded, while you're here, I would always advise getting rid of some dust and bits and pieces as well, because, well, you know, it's probably best always to have dust control as much as you can. I did clean the fan out when I was in here earlier, and there was a big trail of dust along here, which I've wiped up and cleaned as well. So guys, once you've done all that, you are ready to then start putting back together. Obviously, if you've taken the battery out, fine. Just slide it back in, screw it back in, and put the plug back in. I've had people before saying, I can't get the laptop to work after I've upgraded it. And then they've realized very, very quickly that when they were putting it back together, they forgot to plug the battery back in. So just make sure you do that. Once you've done that, you can then go backwards, working backwards, and start putting the bottom lid back on. This particular one just slots on. There's some new ones that slide up slightly, or they have a clip, etc. And then you can start putting the screws in, back in one by one. Also taking note where these bigger screws came from, as I was mentioning earlier. Always probably put them in an orientation of where you know where they're going to go. Like I've done here, I've put them in the place corresponding to where they are. So just make sure they all go back in the right places. So I'm going to go through and do this, and then we're going to and I'll show you how to make sure that the upgrade has worked. Okay guys, we're back together and we are loaded up. So if your laptop doesn't turn on after this, you've done something wrong. But however, this just turned on, and you'll notice the load and boot time will be quicker, especially with an SSD. And general practices inside here will be quicker as well. Now, just to make sure it's worked, make sure we click the Apple logo in the top left. We click About This Mac. We then click More Info. On that first page as well, it will actually tell you your memory. But so from this page right here, that you'll be able to see, it says memory 16 gigabytes. And then as we move over to storage, you'll then be able to see it says, it does still say HD because that's what someone's named it. However, it says 250 gigabyte solid state SATA, which is basically a SATA solid state drive. And you'll be able to see it's registered at 250 gigabytes right there as well, which is good. So everything has worked once you get to that stage. Now, in terms of moving this kind of forward and getting the upgrade done to the next level, that's what we're going to talk about in some of the next videos. We are going to, because at the moment, because this is an older Mac, as you know, Lion is the top that it will go to in terms of OS. However, with the help of OpenCore Legacy Patcher, we can take that one step further and update and patch it to boot on whatever we want. So we're going to try it on the latest software of Sequoia, however you want to call it. Not great with pronunciations, I'll be honest. So we're going to upgrade it to that. So if that is a video you're interested, then please do hit that subscribe button. That will be coming out shortly. And we'll be putting this laptop to the test. So we'll put it into Sequoia and we will then see how far it will go from there. Will it operate? Will it work? Will it be usable? Will it game as well is one of the other things that I would like to see. In this day and age, will a 2011 MacBook Pro game? We'll see. Obviously, we only have the Intel HD Graphics 3000 in here. So we're going to put it to the test. So guys, wait around for that one. You're not going to want to miss it. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. If you try, you just might get a little bit of trouble,